DHCP is the abbreviation of A. Dynamic Host Control Protocol, B. Dynamic Hyper-Configuration Protocol, C. Dynamic Hyper-Control Protocol, D. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Correct answer D. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. The Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, DHCP, is a network management protocol used on Internet Protocol (IP) networks for automatically assigning IP addresses and other communication parameters to devices connected to the network using a client-server architecture. What is the correct syntax of XML declaration? A. XML version equal to 1.0. B. XML version equal to 1.0. C. XML version equal to 1.0 / D. XML-version equal to 1.0. Correct answer A. XML version equal to 1.0. Dash uses IP to deliver packets to the upper layer applications and provides a reliable stream of data among computers on the network. A. Telnet, B. HTTP, C. FTP, D. TCP/IP. Correct answer D. TCP/IP. Dash allows a site to use a set of private addresses for internal communication and a set of global internet addresses for communication with the rest of the world. A. DHCP, B. NAT, C. IMCP. D. None of the choices is correct. Correct answer B. NAT. A technology that can provide the mapping between the private and universal addresses and at the same time support virtual private networks is network address translation. NAT allows a site to use a set of private addresses for internal communication and a set of global internet addresses, at least one, for communication with the rest of the world. The site must have only one single connection to the global internet through a NAT-capable router that runs NAT software. Which protocol is not correspond to application layer? A. DNS, B. FTP, C. SMTP, D. RPC. Correct answer D. RPC. RPC, Remote Procedure Call Protocol, is generally used to communicate between processes on different workstations. Protocols used in application layer, Telnet, HTTP, NNTP, FTP, SMTP, DNS are the protocols employed in this layer. IP is a transport layer protocol. Which of the following is done in the physical layer of the ATM network? A. Cell multiplexing and demultiplexing. B. Generic flow control. C. Transmission frame generation recovery. D. Monitoring of the user information field for bit errors and possible corrective actions. Correct answer C. Transmission frame generation recovery. Physical layer provides transmission channels for ATM cells. At this layer, cells received from the ATM layer are transferred into a continuous bit stream after transmission overheads are added to them. IP address can be used to specify a broadcast and map to hardware broadcast, if available. By conversion, broadcast address has hosted with all bits. A. 0, B. 1, C. Both A and B, D. None of these. Correct answer B. 1. Maximum throughput of pure Aloha is A. 36.8% of a given load, B. 26.8% of a given load. C. 18.4% of a given load. D. 46.6% of a given load. Correct answer C. 18.4% of a given load. In RSA crypto system, the sender A uses two prime numbers P equal to 3 and Q equal to 11 to generate public and private keys. If the public key of A is 7, what is the private key of A? A. 3. B. 7. C. 13. D. 11. Correct answer A. 3. The first section of a URL identifier is the A. Protocol, B. Path, C. Host, D. Port. Correct answer A. Protocol. The first part of the URL is the scheme, which indicates the protocol that the browser must use to request the resource. A protocol is a set method for exchanging or transferring data around a computer network. Ideally, the maximum segment length that can be supported by the UTP cable is A. 100 meters, B. 200 meters, C. 500 meters, D. 600 meters. Correct answer A. 100 meters. UTP cables can run distances of up to 100 meters, though this can vary depending on the category and quality of the cable. There are N stations in a slotted LAN. Each station attempts to transmit with a probability P in a time slot. What is the probability that only one station transmits in a given time slot? A, B, C, D. Correct answer A. N into P into 1 minus P raised to the power N minus 1. For a sliding window of size N minus 1, N sequence numbers, there can be maximum of how many frames sent but yet to be acknowledged? A. 0. B. N minus 1. C. N. D. N plus 1. Correct answer B. N minus 1. Size of sequence number field in header will also determine the maximum number of packets that we can send in total cycle time. If N is the size of sequence number field in the header in bits, then we can have to raise to the power N sequence numbers. An organization having IP network has a Class B network and wishes to form subnets for 64 departments. The subnet mask would be A. 255.255.0.0 B. 255.255.64.0 C. 255.255.128.0 D. 255.255.252.0 Correct answer D. 255.255.252.0. Bits after 16th bit must be used to create 64 departments. Total 6 bits are needed to identify 64 different departments. Therefore, subnet mask will be 255.255.252.0. For an Aloha system using a 9600 BPS channel for sending 120-bit long packets, the possible throughput is A. 10 packets per second, B. 14 packets per second, C. 20 packets per second, D. 24 packets per second. Correct answer B. 14 packets per second. Which of the following functionalities must be implemented by a transport protocol over and above the network protocol? A. Recovery from packet losses. B. Detection of duplicate packets. C. Packet delivery in the correct order. D. End-to-end connectivity. Correct answer D. End-to-end connectivity. The transport protocol provides an end-to-end connectivity that shields network layer protocol from the details of the intervening network or networks. A transport protocol can be either connection-oriented such as TCP or connection-less such as UDP. How many characters per sec, 7 bits plus 1 parity, can be transmitted over a 2400 BPS line if the transfer is synchronous, 1 start and 1 stop bit? A. 300, B. 240, C. 250, D. 275. Correct answer A. 300. Start and stop bits are not needed in synchronous transfer of data. So, it is 2400 upon 8 equal to 300. CSMACD is a set of rules determining A. How two network devices are performing. B. How two network devices communicates with each other in a wireless network. C. How network devices respond when two devices attempt to use a data channel simultaneously. D. How network devices respond when two devices attempt to use a data channel separately. Correct answer C. How network devices respond when two devices attempt to use a data channel simultaneously. Short for Carrier Sense Multiple Access Collision Detection, CSMACD is a Media Access Control (MAC) protocol. It defines how network devices respond when two devices attempt to use a data channel simultaneously and encounter a data collision. The formal protocol that defines the MTA client and server in the Internet is called A. SMTP, B. SNMP, C. Telnet, D. SSH. Correct answer A. SMTP. To send mail, a system must have the client MTA, and to receive mail, a system must have a server MTA. The formal protocol that defines the MTA client and server in the Internet is called the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, SMTP. For every IP address, subnet mask is A. Always required, B. Sometimes required, C. Not required, D. None of the above. Correct answer A. Always required. The second item, which is required for TCP/IP to work, is the subnet mask. The subnet mask is used by the TCP/IP protocol to determine whether a host is on the local subnet or on a remote network. In TCP/IP, the parts of the IP address that are used as the network and host addresses aren't fixed. Which protocol is contention-based protocol? A. CSMA, B. Ethernet, C. Aloha, D. All of these. Correct answer D. All of these. A contention-based protocol, CBP, is a communications protocol for operating wireless telecommunication equipment that allows many users to use the same radio channel without pre-coordination. Examples of contention-based access methods include CSMACD for bus topology Ethernet LANs and CSMACA for WLANs. In Aloha, we first transmit the entire frame and then wait for an acknowledgement. In CSMACD, transmission and collision detection is a continuous process. With the class A address of 10.0.0.0 and a subnet mask of 255.255.224.0, how many subnets can be created? A. 2048, B. 2046, C. 4096, D. 4092. Correct answer C. 4096. 4096 subnets and 4094 hosts. The X.25 protocol encapsulates the following layers. A. Data link layer. B. Network layer. C. Both A and B. D. None of these. Correct answer C. Both A and B. X.25 is a protocol standard developed in the 1970s for wide area network communications. It defines how connections are established and maintained between user devices and network devices. X.25 operates at the physical, data link, and network layers of the OSI model. Why are port numbers included in the TCP header of a segment? A. To indicate the correct router interface that should be used to forward a segment. B. To identify which switch ports should receive or forward the segment. C. To determine which layer 3 protocol should be used to encapsulate the data. D. To enable a receiving host to forward the data to the appropriate application. Correct answer D. To enable a receiving host to forward the data to the appropriate application. To enable a receiving host to forward the data to the appropriate application to indicate the correct router interface that should be used to forward a segment to determine which layer 3 protocol should be used to encapsulate the data. In the P-persistent approach of CSMA protocol, when a station finds an idle line RT, A. Waits 1 second before sending. B. Sends with probability 1 minus P. C. Sends with probability P. D. Sends immediately. Correct answer C. Sends with probability P. The slot length is typically selected to be the maximum propagation delay. When a station has information to transmit, it senses the channel. If the channel is found to be idle, it transmits with probability P.